It's harsh. It's rugged. It doesn't draw you in immediately because it's not typically what we call beautiful landscape. I think it's a landscape you have to learn to love.
Originally from Southern California, with a background in philosophy, visual artist Molly Doctorow first came to Florida for art residencies in Everglades National Park and Big Cypress Preserve.
I landed in Florida and I looked at those swamps with those incredible orchids and bromeliads, and I was hooked. It was like you couldn't get me out of the swamps. That was what I thought Florida was about, and actually really wanted to live down there.
But after getting a job in the town of Avon Park as curator of the Museum of Florida Art and Culture, she began exploring a totally different type of landscape, the arid, sandy upland that's known as the Lake Wales Ridge.
And I truly have found it beautiful, but in a whole different way than I have considered landscapes beautiful in a long time.
Beginning south of Lake Placid, the sandy scrub of the Lake Wales Ridge extends some 150 miles north through Sebring, Avon Park, Lake Wales, and into Lake County. 1,000,000 years ago, it was an island in the seas that covered what is now Florida. Today, it's home to a great variety of animals, plants, and insects unique in all the world. But until recently, Floridians saw the scrub as a place only suitable for development, planting either citrus or tracts of new homes.
Many people who live near the scrub or in the scrub or even across the street from it or where scrub used to be don't know anything about it.
In the spring of 2008, Carol Mahler organized a series of programs to acquaint the public with this unique ecosystem.
And as Molly said, it's the kind of environment that you have to know in order to appreciate it. So that's the whole impulse behind this project, is to provide a chance for people to get to know the scrub.
Scrub is really a miniature forest. It's a forest to appreciate. You have to get down on its level, and the level of a gopher tortoise.
Steve Morrison is Conservation Program Manager at the Lake Wales branch of the Nature Conservancy, whose Tiger Creek Preserve is one of several protected scrub sites.
So many people have become accustomed to being wowed by the dramatic landscapes around the country, but this is a dramatic landscape in miniature.
Look at that prickly pear there.
50 miles to the south, and another natural preserve managed by the Archibald Biological Station near Lake Placid. Molly Doctorow leads a visitor on a walk into the scrub, which at first looks more like a sand dune. There's no topsoil. Spongy-looking mosses cover the ground, along with prickly pear cactus and stunted varieties of sand pine and oak.
You're right, that's a Chapman oak. See, the leaves are... Oh, look, there's pawpaw. This one here is kind of at its tail end, but you see the big white flower there.
Among the 40 unique creatures that make their homes here are the endangered scrub jay, a tiny mouse, a strange legless lizard that swims in sand, a grasshopper with orange legs. There are strange shrubs, flowers, even a type of mint with insect-repelling properties.
There aren't really many people that even can photograph it that well, and artists certainly haven't worked there, because when you photograph it, you just see a bunch of little tiny plants. But when you get up close, a lot of it is that close-up experience.
Out in these open areas, there's many very rare species of plants that are small and nondescript at first glance, but when you get down and look at them, there are these wonderful shapes and creations that are adapted to this environment.
Currently, Doctorow is celebrating the scrub in her art with a series of large woodcuts inspired by her time in the Archibald Preserve.
I especially went in early morning when the light would really etch out forms and make certain forms stand out against another. And the light, it was kind of this brilliant golden light.
Although some plants found in the scrub grow elsewhere in Florida, experts say it's the ecosystem itself that is so extremely rare. Today, with less than 15% of the Lake Wales scrub still remaining, biologists and ecologists are working to document and preserve this, perhaps Florida's most unappreciated natural wonder.
It's kind of prickly and there's a lot of dry sand. People look at it and say, ooh, doesn't this need some water? So many people have considered it wasteland, and it's not. It's this beautiful thing that is unto itself and is like nothing else in the world. And that, to me, is why we should appreciate it.
I'm Bill Dudley. With funding from the Florida Department of State Division of Cultural Affairs, this report was produced by the Florida Humanities Council.